All right, let's dive right in. We're tackling a topic that I know a lot of you are just dying to hear more about.
Oh, yeah.
UFOs, UAPs, aliens, the whole shebang.
Right.
We're going deep on this one, folks, and we've got a ton of fascinating stuff to unpack. Government reports, scientific papers, even some pretty wild stuff from pasted text, which, by the way, is a collection of declassified documents all about UFO sightings.
Oh, wow.
So buckle up.
Yeah.
We're going to try to figure out what's really going on with
Yeah.
all these unexplained events in the sky.
Okay.
And maybe, just maybe, we'll get a little closer to understanding if we're actually alone in this vast universe.
Well, one thing that's definitely changed recently is the language we use to talk about this stuff.
You're talking about the shift from UFOs to UAPs, right?
Exactly. Unidentified anomalous phenomena.
It does sound a lot more, I don't know, official, maybe?
It definitely does.
Like we're moving away from those blurry photos and grainy videos and getting a little more scientific with it.
Right, exactly. It's a more data-driven approach,
Yeah.
for sure.
But is it more than just a change in words? I mean, does this new terminology actually signal a deeper shift in how we're thinking about these phenomena?
That's a really interesting question.
Yeah.
On one hand, you could argue that it reflects a genuine desire for more scientific rigor, you know? We're moving away from the sensationalism and trying to analyze these events with a more critical eye.
Right.
But on the other hand, you could also see it as a way to, well, manage public perception.
Ooh, interesting.
Kind of control the narrative a bit, you know?
Yeah, I see what you mean.
UAP doesn't quite have the same ring to it as UFO, does it?
Not really, no.
Maybe it's a way to tone down the speculation and keep things a little more under wraps.
That's a good point. It makes you wonder about the motivations behind these changes, doesn't it?
For sure.
But, hey, whatever the reason, at least the government's talking about it more now. I mean, we've even had congressional hearings on UAPs recently. Right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And there's this whole office dedicated to it now, the All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, AARO.
AARO. Okay, so what are they actually doing over there?
Basically, they're tasked with collecting and analyzing data on UAPs.
Gotcha.
Trying to figure out what they are, where they come from, all that good stuff.
Makes sense.
They're using all sorts of high-tech sensors and fancy data analysis techniques, really trying to get to the bottom of things.
So are they any closer to figuring it out?
Well, they recently made a pretty big statement saying that so far they haven't found any empirical evidence linking UAP sightings to extraterrestrial technology.
Or secret government programs, right?
Right, exactly.
So no confirmed alien spaceships just yet?
Not yet, no.
But it does make you wonder, what exactly would qualify as empirical evidence in this context? Like, what would it take to definitively prove or disprove alien involvement?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Yeah.
We're basically searching for something that we might not even fully understand yet.
True.
Some scientists think we should be looking for hard evidence, you know, like pieces of unknown technology or materials that we can't explain.
Physical proof, yeah.
But others argue that we need to broaden our definition of evidence.
Okay.
Maybe look for patterns in UAP behavior, things that defy our current understanding of physics, you know.
So the challenge is figuring out what proof even means when we're talking about UAPs.
Exactly.
It's pretty mind-boggling when you think about it. It makes you look at all those historical UFO sightings in a whole new light. You know, you were saying earlier that a lot of these sightings, especially those near military bases, could actually be misidentified tests of advanced technology.
Yeah, that's a real possibility.
It makes total sense.
Think about it. If you tried to explain a stealth bomber to someone from, say, the 1940s, they'd probably freak out.
Yeah, totally.
They'd see the silent, hovering object and think it was something out of this world, when really it's just a piece of technology that they don't have the context to understand.
Right.
And as technology keeps advancing at this crazy pace, the chances of these kinds of misinterpretations are only going to increase.
So it all comes down to perspective, right? Our own biases and preconceived notions can really shape how we interpret what we see, especially when we're dealing with something so unknown.
Absolutely.
It's fascinating. Speaking of scientific exploration, you mentioned some really cool stuff about NASA's efforts in this area. Didn't they announce a mission to a distant moon or something?
They did, yeah. It's a moon in our solar system that shows signs of potentially harboring life.
Wow, that's incredible.
The mission is set to reach its destination in 2030.
Okay.
Now, it's important to note that they're looking for signs of microbial life, not little green men.
Right.
But even finding microbes on another celestial body would be a huge discovery. It would completely change our understanding of the conditions that can support life. And, Maybe even suggest that we're not alone in the universe.
It really makes you think, what would it mean for humanity if we found even the tiniest bit of life on another planet? It would be a fundamental shift in how we view ourselves and our place in the cosmos.
No doubt about it.
It's mind-blowing. But even without concrete proof of alien life, the public's interest in all this stuff has just exploded in recent years, wouldn't you say?
Oh, absolutely. It's everywhere in movies, books, online forums, you name it.
It's like we're collectively obsessed with the idea of extraterrestrial life.
And it's even starting to influence the political landscape. We're seeing more and more politicians taking the topic seriously and addressing it publicly.
It's true. It's gone from being this fringe topic to something that's actually being discussed in mainstream circles.
Exactly.
It's a sign of how much our society has evolved in its thinking about this stuff. And at the heart of it all, I think, is this deep-seated human curiosity, this need to understand what lies beyond our own little planet. We've come a long way from those sensationalized UFO stories to a more nuanced approach with UAPs.
Right.
And while we might not have definitive proof of extraterrestrial life just yet, the search continues, and the questions just keep getting bigger and more profound. Like, what if we did find conclusive evidence?
What if we stumbled upon undeniable proof that we're not alone in the universe?
Exactly. How would that change our understanding of humanity?
How would it reshape our place in the grand scheme of things?
It's a question worth pondering, that's for sure. It really underscores how much we still have to learn and discover about the vastness of space and the possibilities that lie within it.
Keep looking up.
Stay curious. Who knows what incredible discoveries await us in the future?
Yeah.
That's all the time we have for today's deep dive.
Thanks.
But keep those questions coming, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye.